You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's R&B Divas After Show.
Hey. In your black dress, actually, right?
Don't.
See, they got married, Bamm.
I know, I was totally wrong about that, right?
I know, you was talking so much smack. You was like, I didn't hear about no one night only.
Yeah.
I ain't heard nothing about this wedding. I don't know about these people.
But you did hear about AfterBuzz TV, so hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode here on AfterBuzz TV for R&B Divas Atlanta Season 3. This was a finale. I'm your host, Bamm Ericsen, and please introduce yourself.
Hey, guys, I'm Chloe Onyx.
And so, the finale, okay, I did say that I didn't think they got married because I saw no pictures. I didn't see anything because you know, social media, everything is revealed. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I think with this group of young women or middle-aged, I don't know, let me just stop. With this group of women, talented R&B divas, I feel like they just like everything to be more intimate, more close setting, which we saw with the One Night Only special. It was at home in Beverly Hills. I have just gone there recently for someone's party, and it is very, you know, it's upscale. It's very like intimate. It maybe holds 100 people tops, and it seemed to be a lot of industry there. So I feel like it was just for the who's who's. Come on, like Elise Neal was there. There was a few people there.
Industry-wise, but I thought I was gonna see like more producers and more like ARs because they were trying to revamp. But anyway, so
It didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, and it turned out that way. But so they get straight onto the plane. So now Mo and Therese or Monifah, they're on the plane. They ride first class for the first time, which seemed odd to me.
Why? It's hard out here for a pimp.
But she was, I mean, she was big in the '90s. She had that one song. I hear the beat.
It's been too long. That one.
No,
Since you've been gone.
the fast one. When she was on the rooftop.
I was singing that like Baptist, so you know my voice.
I would have just imagined that when she was hot in the '90s, when she was going to concerts and things, I would assume she flew class at least one time. So.
I mean, yes and no. It depends.
Yeah.
Maybe she wasn't that hot. Maybe Heavy D was like, get your ass in the back. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe she meant that was the first time going first class with Therese. Because the other ladies was like, I'm first class all the way. Like, she don't know.
But so then they get to Waikiki in Hawaii and it's raining.
I know.
But I guess sometimes when you're in a place that's really hot, that happens a lot.
Look, I just came back from Dominican Republic literally 2 days ago, and the first day I got there, it was so hot and humid, and I swear around 5 p.m. it just, I'm lying, maybe around 9 o'clock p.m. it's an all-inclusive resort. We go to the bar, and all of a sudden, rainfall.
Yeah, so that happens.
It happens in the most tropical areas, and it just felt iggy, and then it stopped.
Yeah.
So.
And they didn't seem phased at all. So then they get to the Modern Hotel, and so Britt, their wedding planner, is there, and the place looks
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we agree. The place looked really, really great. And as they're going over the venue of this is what's going to happen, and they're just being shown what's going to happen on the day of their wedding, then Therese starts crying.
Aww.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's an emotional moment, and you see that they're a very in love, emotional couple. What did he say? It's two women. It's two women in love. I mean, it's cute. But you can definitely see the love. I think everyone sees that within them, and they're very meticulous on energy and all of that stuff. So, I mean, they seem like two awesome people, and it was a great time.
Yeah, and they got to try the food out, which normally when you do weddings, some of that stuff is taken care of a little bit before. But, you know,
They weren't flying back and forth to Hawaii to like try the cake and the food, and that seemed too much.
Yeah, so they got the taste of food, and that was great. And then so now we go to the other girls, and they show simultaneously that Latavia and Michel'le are walking on the beach, as well as Syleena and KeKe. And so Latavia and Michel'le are basically talking about the one night only, and Michel'le says, listen, you sang, you got through it, so now everybody can move on. She's saying she's got over it. But on the other side, as the other two women are walking on the beach, they think differently.
Drama.
What do you think?
Yeah, drama. I mean, I just felt like she did sing. It was a little bit of a fluke that she just did back up, but she did it. I mean, you give credit where credit's due. She came up there. I really thought she was going to show up for a minute. So, I mean, go ahead.
I think that something that I've learned with the reality shows is they schedule women to show up at different times. So with last year's R&B Divas,
he giving away the juice, y'all. Go ahead.
Well, last year with R&B Divas LA, sometimes they would if Little Mo was there at 9 o'clock, Kelly Price would show up at 10 o'clock. Well, why are you late? But it's just something.
It's a setup.
It's just something that they do. So I feel like that was something that they probably set up to make her show up later, so that they can have something to discuss or talk about. But I will say this about KeKe. Although KeKe complained that she didn't like the fact that she didn't do a solo, I think KeKe needs to stop talking about that in particular, because Michel'le did say that she was not. She's not a solo artist. She does background. So if she's a background and you've only known her to hold that tenor note in Destiny's Child, why would you want her to? But then KeKe brings up another good point.
She could have sang a Tony song.
Oh, Toni Braxton?
Come on now. They told Tony she would never ever make it. Come on.
But KeKe had a good point. KeKe says that, she's tired of her complaining, and why is she with singers if she... That's a good point.
Yeah.
We're all singers. Why are you here hanging out with us?
Because she's a diva. She's like, I'm a diva. And so she's not a diva. She's a diva that doesn't sing, apparently. She's a diva. She's just a diva. But, I mean, look, if that's the case, then let me come on the show. I'll be just a diva. And guess what? I would sing me a little solo just to be down. Like, come on.
Latavia did lose me with that. She was like, well, why do I have to be a singer in order to be a diva?
I know.
Well, the original definition of a diva is actually an opera singer. And then this whole pop thing kind of came into play back in the 90s, I think, with like the Whitneys and the Mariahs. And so now the whole diva became something else.
Yeah.
But
and Mariah has a 5-octave voice or more. So, I mean, that's... Okay, so apparently she can opera sing if she wanted to. But
for Latavia to call herself a diva, you're a diva because you look good.
And she said, I signed up and I told y'all I wasn't going to sing. I was just going to be a diva. Yeah. I'm like, what? Team what? Come on, son.
But I respect her for saying that, though.
Being real, right?
For being
She's like,
real.
look, I just signed on for the publicity. That's what she said, for lack of a better word. I just signed on for the publicity. I told them from the beginning I wasn't going to sing, which you've been saying all season.
Yeah.
And y'all need to stop pressuring me because I'm just a diva cut off the R&B.
Yeah. So now we go to Ashanti and Angie with Syleena and her husband, Kawan, and they go and have surf lessons. I thought that was cool.
That was cool. Yeah. If Selena's husband would have jumped in, that would have been cool.
Syleena says her husband doesn't get in the water. Maybe he can't swim.
I'm tired of hearing that excuse. Come on now, black people, get it together. Get your swimming on. Like, come on. And it's probably shallow water. It's probably shallow water.
But it's kind of... It looks a little difficult when you're trying, I don't know the terminology, or like surfing? Break the wave or something. But I mean, you saw Angie and Syleena, they bid it up.
But he could have just got in for moral support. He didn't have to surf. They were trying to surf. That is harder. That is hard to do. He could have just, come on, sat on the paddle, something.
If he can't swim, then that's one thing. But if he can swim,
that's
and he just
corny.
and he doesn't want to get into the water, then that's another thing. So I would agree with you if he knows how to swim and he just chose not to.
Yeah, he was just sitting on the beach with a cocktail like, good luck. I was like, come on, man. Be a sport. Try just and if you couldn't swim, just walk in waist high.
Yeah, put your feet in the water. Do something.
Yeah, come on. Be a sport.
Right. Have your phone. Take pictures. Yeah, do something. He should not have been sitting so
on the
far
side
away.
with a cocktail. Like, oh, that's cool. Bye. Like, really? You could have stayed in the room for that.
Agree. Then Monifah and Therese, they take the girls to a luau.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I thought it was cool. It was kind of quick,
Yeah, I mean,
but you know.
how much can you do at a luau besides eat and watch them?
Yeah, but I thought it was cool, and then all the girls got up on stage and they shook it. So I thought that was cool.
That was cute. I liked it. I want to go to a luau now. Let's go, Bamm. Let's just catch this good flight. Be out.
Midnight. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
AfterBuzz is paying.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. All right. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Do you want to talk about?
Yes. Okay, let's just jump into this great Maria Menounos new book, Every Girl's Guide to Fitness, how she lost 40 pounds and how you can too. It's really awesome. Maria, if a lot of people don't know, used to be a size 14, and now she's a nice little size 2.
Probably size 0.
Probably size 0. It is Hollywood, but her book is in stores everywhere: Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, Target, everywhere, Amazon. Go in line and buy it, especially if you're trying to get fit. I've heard it's awesome. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I'm going to. I've heard there's some really great tips on how to curb your appetite and lose some pounds. Oh, was that a cough?
No, that was a real cough.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Lose some pounds.
Yeah. So now let's go back to Angie and Ashanti. Now they're kayaking, and now they discuss marriage. Ashanti says, you know, when the right time for marriage happens, it will happen. Angie wants the fairy tale wedding, but she says she has to be patient. What are your thoughts on Angie and Ashanti? And one wants to be married, and one says he's not ready to be married.
Listen, my thoughts is you can't make a man do anything he doesn't want to do. So if you don't want to get married, you need to hop on to the next boat of a man that wants to be married. I mean, I don't know. Angie's older. It's not like she's getting younger. You know, she wants to be married. And, I mean, that poor guy. I mean, I don't know what his motives are. If he's in love with her or if it's more of a business relationship.
You said that poor guy?
Yeah, that poor guy.
Why do you say that poor guy?
Because I don't want to. Listen, okay, I'm going to just keep it a buck with y'all. Keep it a buck with y'all, AfterBuzzers. I feel like men sometimes put themselves in predicaments that they don't necessarily want to be in, but will be in, looking for something out of it that they think will be beneficial.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Like getting breakfast in bed every morning?
Boom. Exactly. Getting breakfast in bed every morning, being Angie's manager, making money off the situation. And I'm not saying that he's just only in it for that, but it's like he's getting all these perks of marriage. I'm sure he's making a good little penny. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Angie is that old-fashioned, you know, woman who's going to take care of her man. But I don't know if he's in love with her. Which
he is getting those perks, because I reported some weeks ago when she was on when they were on Celebrity Wife with Layla Ali and her husband, and Angie, she cooks, she makes them breakfast, she serves them in bed. I mean, she's totally the good wife
without the ring. Something's missing.
I understand, and this is me as a man speaking. I understand that we men are not going to do something that we don't want to do.
Amen.
But also at the same time, they've been together for 8 years.
Yeah, too long.
Angie is of a particular age, and when you get older, you don't need to be like Lala and Carmela, where you need to have a 6-7 year engagement.
Yeah.
What the song say? We ain't getting no older. We might as well do it.
We ain't getting no younger.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he's not her age.
Right, and see that's where the problem comes. But they're not the same age, but they've been together for 8 years.
That's a long time.
If you haven't decided in 8 years
that you love this woman and want to marry her,
because then what happens after 9 years and then you decide to part ways?
That's too long for me.
Just from watching what I see on the TV, I don't know their personal life, I just think it's BS. I just think it's BS. If you are not ready after 8 years,
When are you ever gonna be ready?
when are you going to be married? And you need to let that woman go so that she can find another man who's going to find, you know, love. You're holding on to her because you don't want to let her go.
Because of the perks.
Because maybe because of the perks, but
I believe
you're
it's the
not.
perks.
But you're not willing to marry this woman.
So let me ask you a question on the flip side. As a man knowing this, what do you think is an appropriate amount of time that you would be with a woman before you realize, look, I'm going to marry her, I'm going to let her go? For you. I know, right? Put the pressure on.
For me, I won't. I'll speak in general.
Okay.
I think it depends on the person and the relationship, because you do have some women who, when they enter a relationship, neither one of them are ready to be married.
Okay, but time frame. Don't get out of that.
I don't know. I can't really say, but I do think 8 years is way too long.
Oh, so give me legitimately generalized.
I would say 2-3 years.
2-3 years.
2-3 years.
And after 3 years.
But then again, it all depends. It all depends because, you know, what if you're in college, school? There's just so many. There's
So
factors.
let's just take late 20s, early 30s, because a lot of that's when a lot of women start putting on the pressure. That's when a lot of men, you know, either trying to build their empire or they're ready for kids. A lot of women are ready for
5.
kids. So 5 years. So you should be together for 5 years.
No, if y'all not married within 5
5 years of being together. It's over. Let it go.
You need, she needs, But
Yeah.
anyway, we can go on with this
Take
for
note.
a while.
Take note,
But
ladies and gentlemen.
their rehearsal, and so Bishop Abrams, who's a lady who I think that's awesome, because, you know, sometimes women ministers aren't recognized in the urban culture. And so I think it's great that she was the woman that got to marry the two. And after their wedding rehearsal, the fireworks
Yes.
just so happened to happen. So I thought that was really cool. I thought that when you do the wedding rehearsal, you're always supposed to have someone fill in for the bride. The bride you're not supposed to walk down the aisle, and you're not supposed to literally stand and do you take this? Yes, yes, yes. There's supposed to be like a fill in, or is that, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm gonna be real. I haven't been to that many weddings or wedding rehearsals, and I like to go to more, so maybe I know. But you know, today and age, when a man says, "I want you to have my baby more than I want you to be my wife," so I mean, I don't know what to say.
Speaking of babies, KeKe has several.
Too many.
KeKe has 6, and so when Michel'le and Latavia were having some sit down, KeKe enters, and this is when KeKe starts to really go in on things that she's been holding back. So she asks Latavia, she says, "Are you a diva or are you not?" We kind of discussed that, and she says, the game. And then Angie comes in. What a shocker. Angie also comes in and then says, the game that we're in is called the music industry. They kind of now they're on each other's side. And Angie's like, well, this is what I've been trying to, get answers from all along. And everybody gets on me because now I've been asking this, and now KeKe feels the same way. And we've already discussed that, but, she says that she's a diva.
Do you think she's a diva?
Hell no.
All right, there you got it. There you have it, ladies and gents.
No, not at all.
This has been a very rocky season. I mean, I just never seen anything like that. I mean, I watch R&B Divas LA, R&B Divas Atlanta, and I've never seen a diva that didn't want to sing.
I mean, Nicci Gilbert in the beginning said she didn't have the passion to, but when she had to, she will sing.
She was blowing.
But there was something that happened that I don't think a lot of people was expecting. So when they started to get
on her case,
and they says, now if you're on a TV show, say Ellen, and there's a mic toss, and everyone's been singing, they were like, what are you gonna do?
And she sang.
She sang.
I was very surprised.
I think
and she sang more than like one note.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. It was very interesting though, because what did you think about her voice now that she finally sang?
Well, I've always listened I've always listened to the Destiny Child harmonies and the 4-part harmony, and Latavia, it was no secret. She always sang the low note. She was the low alto, the first tenor. So on certain songs, you can clearly hear that she can hold that tenor down like nobody's business. Like when you compare, a lot of female tenors. Maxine Jones from In Vogue, Toni Braxton, Brandy. I mean, Latavia can hold down that tenor note, but she's been gone for how many ever years.
Yeah.
So I wasn't expecting for Latavia to kill it and sound so great. So for me, I've always said, she should only sing when she's ready. But when she sang on the spot, I thought she did very well.
Yeah, it was good.
It was very good. It was
good.
It was way better than last week when she had to get up and do.
Yeah. Okay.
But also, that was a song she's obviously sang. I can't remember the song. It's an old song, but obviously that's a
Something
song
about changing. I forgot.
It's something in the birds and it's something. But
I know we know it, but we just don't know it.
But she sounds good.
All right.
She sounds good.
I think she was all right.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I was surprised. She held a little note. You're right. It did sound better than last week, because last week I was like, I don't think she's blending that well. But you don't want to practice. That's what happens.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she sang. Everyone was kumbaya. I was happy for that moment. I mean, it's the finale. Damn, how long was it going to take? Obviously.
But she did say something that I thought was interesting. She says that when the time is right, she's going to do it.
She sang that.
And
she sang that note. She sang that with those words.
She says, when I'm ready to sing, I will sing.
Yeah, that's true.
And so that's pretty much been her theme this whole entire show, is that I'm going to sing when I'm ready to sing.
God bless her.
She
did it. So kudos to her. Hand claps all around.
And we want to give kudos to all of you guys out there for always supporting iTunes. Make sure that you guys continue to go to iTunes. Please rate, comment, and tell a friend. We have tons of shows that you guys could Google and search once you type in the AfterBuzz. We have tons of shows for everybody.
Yes. And
we want to thank you guys from globally from always going to iTunes and continue to rate, comment, and tell a friend, okay?
Amen.
All right, so now, after that whole incident happened, then KeKe now wants to get some things off her chest with Miss Angie Stone.
When she's had a drink or two or three. Or more.
Did she? Was she drinking?
Yes.
Okay.
You didn't see that cup of wine?
Okay. She was a calm KeKe. She wasn't the,
Yeah, but you could tell, because like when the liquor's flowing or something's flowing and she's feeling it, that's when it all starts coming out. And that's when she was like, I have to get this off my chest. I was like, damn. And then they close up on her and she has the cup of wine. And I was like, that's where it is right there.
Well, she was a calm drunk.
She was a calm drunk, but she was still starting-ish drunk.
Okay, so she asked Angie, she said, I wanted to ask because, of the loyalty issue that Monifah had with her in regards to Syleena. And she says, manager is your man. I don't know. She says that the manager is your man, and how could someone who's your manager
that you sleep with every day.
Right. How can you not know what's going on with this whole thing with the Syleena? Angie says that she didn't know till afterwards, and then conflict starts. Angie leaves. Now Ashanti comes back and says, he goes, so who has a question? Somebody has a question for me? And KeKe was still calm. And KeKe says, how is it that a woman you sleep with don't know what's going on with her career? He says, first of all, and she says, don't say first of all, because that's combative. She's like, don't do first of all, because where I'm from, first of all means that, you need to take off your accessories and stuff because a fight is about to go down. What's your thoughts on that whole situation?
Well, look, I felt like KeKe was very disrespectful. I can't front. When you come to someone and be like, how someone you sleeping with don't know nothing about their career, like, that is so offensive. Like, she's lucky Angie's older, and that she wasn't talking to someone who's like her, for one. She had a valid point. It's just, I don't think it was her place to say that. And if she did, there's a more tactful way to say it, because I know Angie felt some type of way. Of course, Homeboy felt some type of way. And it's just I feel like she knew she was gonna be starting some stuff by saying that the way she did. You know, but she was drunk. I think she was drunk, and
Syleena did seem a little embarrassed, and she did say that she said that it was a big misunderstanding. See, this is my thought. KeKe was wrong for bringing it up in such a way in front of everyone.
yes,
She was wrong, but I'm glad that she did because there was something that was not right about the conversation that Angie had with Monifah
in the way they cut it.
and the way that they cut it. And then the fact that Angie said that Ashanti told her not to tell anyone about this.
Yeah.
And then she talks about how she's 100% real and something didn't quite add up to me. So, and then the way Angie was crying when Syleena was going off the episode prior, there was some form of conviction that she felt as if she knew she was wrong. So I think that there's something more to the story, and I do think that Angie did know about this tour. I think she knew about it because you remember Angie said that there were 2 different tours and she didn't know which tour was which. I think that's not absolutely accurate because she also said the week prior or in a previous episode that they were offered for the 2 of them to do the tour. And then when the promoter had only Angie's money and didn't have enough for Syleena, then I guess that was the end of that.
That was it.
So there's too many little small stories that does not add up.
So what do you think about that whole situation? Just everything. KeKe coming at.
KeKe was wrong, but KeKe, I'm glad that she questioned it, although she didn't get the right answers. But I'm glad that she brought it up because if you now can go back and listen to some of the things, what Angie is saying, some of the stuff does not add up. So that's just my issue. The whole first of all thing, I'm not sure. I think Ashanti answered the question as best as possible. He could have basically told her to mind her damn business.
That's true. And just to the point, like it has nothing to do with you.
The whole, first of all, I never looked at it that way, but I think Ashanti should have said, none of your damn business.
That's keeping it real.
That's really none of your business. I'm not in your business. Your husband's your manager as well. You sleep with him. So, I mean, there's lots of ways that he could have went, but I think a simple none of your business would have sufficed, and you know,
instead of getting like hyped about the situation.
Yeah, but it was resolved, I guess.
In a way.
In a way.
It was. They kumbaya in the end.
Yeah.
They held hands and Latavia sang and, you know, they cleared it up, cleared the air, and on to the next.
Yeah. So now let's go to the wedding day.
Beautiful.
There was so much that happened. So you had the. Now, was Therese wearing was she wearing
pants?
She was wearing pants, but I thought it was a black dress as well. Was it like a dark blue?
I thought it was black. I thought they both were wearing black.
I thought they were wearing black, but in one of the shots, it just the 2
glare
blacks or something didn't
off a shade.
Yeah.
Probably off a shade.
Okay, but she wore a black dress.
Was it a dress or was it like a pants?
Therese wore pants, and then Monifah wore
a dress,
the
and
dress.
she actually had that dress made for her. That dress was really nice. I didn't think it was gonna come out that good. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it was gonna come out that good, but it came out really nice.
Yeah, I've never seen a black wedding dress, but I thought it looked great.
Very
and
nice.
I'm not one to say, oh, what
and
a
I felt like a
nice...
lot of people wearing white in the audience. Am I tripping or was that?
Yeah.
They were, right? So they wore black and everybody else wore white? That's funny. That's cute.
Yeah, and the preacher, she had on a little black robe.
So cute.
Yeah, I thought it was a great wedding.
I did too. Very intimate again, which made sense when you were saying no one heard about it. When they did the far out shots, I swear it looked like there were 30 people at that wedding.
It seemed less than 30.
Less, right?
Do you watch Housewives of Atlanta?
Yes.
Was Derek, was that him in the audience?
I'm not sure.
The one with the lips, he always has them real greasy lips. Derek?
Oh.
Was that him in the audience?
I gotta go back and watch it again.
But
did you think you saw him?
I thought so, maybe.
Maybe. They didn't. Now you know the new thing with reality is they put a little, on this show, on R&B Divas, they put a little segment, let you know who's this. Like they had the last episode, somebody from Hollywood Exes.
Yeah, it
Like
was
they'll let
R.
you
Kelly's
know
wife, yeah.
who comes from other reality. Like I'm like, damn, so this is the new thing to do. Like, you know, when another reality star supports another reality star, we big them up on
Yeah.
the screen. I was like, okay. So I feel like if he was there, they would have said that.
yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And so when she walked down, Monifah's mom didn't walk Monifah down.
I did notice that, but she was kind of there.
And maybe,
Reservations?
yeah, maybe old, or maybe she just couldn't, or whatever.
I don't know.
Yeah, but what did you think about the wedding vows?
Beautiful. And they were crying, and I was just like, oh my gosh. They were really like feeling it. That was real. Like all the rest of this might be made up, but that was real.
Therese, what she said was, I'm gonna be your yes and I'll be your yes or
and
your no.
No, I thought she said your yes and your no girl. Your yes girl and your no girl.
Okay, yeah, yes and your, yeah. I thought that was
Dope.
on point. And
Yeah.
then something that Monifah said that I thought was really good. She says, till I close my eyes to this earth, I will love you.
Yeah, those was real.
That's pretty deep.
Fellas, take notes. Ladies, take notes. Everybody, take notes. No, that was deep. It was real. If anything else in reality TV, you know, that they make up and do over and over and over, I feel, or you know, get as many takes as they need to get it right. I really do feel like that wedding was very genuine, and they seemed to be a very genuine couple.
Yeah, agree.
You know?
Just going back really quick, before the KeKe and Angie little debate came out,
Debacle.
they spoke about, Angie said, well, who's singing at the wedding? Because I wasn't. Good old
Angie, get your life together, child. Why does Angie always need to be the mama hen and I need to do it? And so much, it's like, no.
Yeah.
Team no.
So at the reception,
KeKe.
Actually, before KeKe sings, they have this conversation. KeKe says she's been married twice at the courthouse.
I know.
You know, and Angie starts saying that when you go to such a beautiful wedding, she was saying to KeKe, her being married twice and being at the courthouse, she should feel cheated that she has not had, you know, the big wedding, because every woman's dream is to have this big fantasy wedding. And so Michael promised that it will happen one day. And then do you think Angie was
Trying to slight her?
was she trying to slight her, or was she talking at KeKe but really talking to Ashanti, because Ashanti was kind of giving a
he wasn't with it.
yeah.
And even in the end, when she cut the bouquet, he was just like off to the side, like, ain't this some bullshit? Like, you know what I mean? I feel bad for Angie. Angie, you need to find yourself a new man. I'm sorry. New manager, because normally if you're sleeping with the manager and you kick him to the side, you find a new man, he's not going to want to manage you no more. Find yourself a new man / manager, because he's not it. And I said it right here on AfterBuzz TV.
I have to agree with you.
Seriously,
He
like...
he does not seem as if
He's trying to marry her. He's not trying to marry her. And I don't know if it's because he's like, he wants more kids, or he wants to have kids. He wants to be with a young girl or a younger girl. Like, I'm not sure, but Angie's not it. And he makes it very clear as day without saying it. There's so many, like, if when a man's in love with you, come on now. It looks for him like it's a chore. Like what he does is a chore that comes along with his job. And his job, you know, he's making good money. This is how I see it now. I feel like he's making good money. He has it made. He doesn't want to leave the situation because he's chilling, but he's not in love with Angie. I'm sorry, Angie.
I've said my piece several times, so I'm going to leave it be. And so then KeKe gets up and she performs You.
Beautiful.
Which I was like, what happened to Music Soul Child?
What you mean?
You remember there was, whoops, no, that's Candy's wedding.
Yeah. Womp womp. No, but it was. I say this to say, anytime I hear KeKe might be as much drama as a freaking, much as a circus comes to town and it's just like blowing you away. Like it's just so much drama. Like, but when she sings, it's like I get goosebumps, like through the TV, which says a lot, because there's not a lot of people who can sing and give me goosebumps. So kudos to KeKe. She might be crazy, she might have drama, she might be the turn up queen, but she can sing her butt off, and I want to go buy her. I was like, dang, that's about to be the new Stevie Wonder like wedding song, like Ribbon in the Sky for like 2014. What you think? You You don't? I think people are gonna see this and really wanna.
I think it's a nice song though, but
Really?
I don't see it as being like the
that
new,
wedding song.
Yeah.
It has potential in my book. I'm just saying.
KeKe always sounds great, so
She does.
You're not gonna get anything out of me but me saying that she sang.
She better go and get bookings after this for weddings. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I know she's a recording artist, but when I say I could see her as that new song, I could see her like singing this at weddings. Like I really, that is and live. I think, yeah, she'd send some chills.
Have you ever heard KeKe sing live?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, me neither.
But I can guarantee you, if I can get goosebumps through the television screen, I can get goosebumps in person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I love her.
And then lastly, Angie caught the bouquet.
I know, and I seen your boy shots. He was looking like that he wanted to cry or get mad or curse somebody out.
Do you think that was set up, or do you think they threw it toward Angie so she can catch it?
Yes.
Or Angie, the type of girl, she made
I know. And is she gonna hold it in her hand and be like, "Well, only God knows it's gonna happen." I'm like, girl, Angie, you trying it?
Yeah.
She's trying it real hard right now. But I think it was set up. You never know. We'll see if we hear anything about them getting married, which I highly doubt.
Have you ever caught?
No. Thank God. I'm not ready for that. I'm still young. I'm still living life. I'm not Angie's age. I'm sorry, Ange. One day, the lucky man will be lucky. Trust me. He there won't be no begging. Cause guess what? I ain't got 8 years to spend with nobody till they try to figure it out. Absolutely not. On to the next.
And on to the next. So let's now, we've wrapped, and so now let's go into, actually there's no predictions because this is a finale, but there is a reunion show, part 1 and part 2.
We can predict that.
And so we can predict that. So let's go into predictions for the reunion.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
You want to go first?
No, ladies first.
He was so quick with that. Okay, I predict that on the reunion show, people are still gonna give Latavia shade. Seriously, and still bring back old crap that doesn't even make sense or need to be. And I feel like the whole Ashanti Angie thing is still relatively new. They're gonna keep bringing that up too. I think everything else is pretty much like dead in the water, solved. Maybe the Angie thing might come up with Syleena, but nothing too crazy.
So Wendy Williams is hosting, she's hosted this 2-part series. They've already taped it a couple weeks ago. And, Wendy's good for digging.
Yes, amen.
But there's not much for her to dig. I feel she's going to dig the stew out of the Destiny's Child, ask questions about Beyonce, Jay. She's gonna dig that until she can't get any more. I think that Latavia, why she is on the show, is going to be a huge thing, but I really can't see why this thing is 2 parts.
Me either.
Unless they get with, there'll be the Ashanti thing, but there'll be the thing with Monifah and her and Therese.
But that's small. There's no drama there.
They're small. Michel'le and Music Soul Child, but
that wasn't nothing. They didn't even tape him.
I don't see 2 hours worth, but
we'll see.
But we'll see.
We'll see.
And we'll see. And we hope that we see you guys next week. So let everyone know where you could be found on social media.
Yes, guys. Again, I'm Chloe Onyx. You can find me on Instagram and on Facebook at Chloe Onyx and on Twitter at Chloe Onyx, the number 11.
And you can find me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. We want to thank you guys for tuning into another episode of AfterBuzz TV for R&B Divas Atlanta, the season finale. We'll see you guys next week for the season finale, for the reunion, part 1.
Yeah.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.